This is the story they never wanted you to hear. A hip-hop mogul, once hailed as a genius businessman and cultural icon, now at the center of shocking lawsuits, federal investigations, and explosive allegations. From flashy red carpets to federal raids, the Diddy files unearth the rise, the power, and the fall of Sean Diddy Combs. The rise of Diddy. Born in Harlem, raised by the streets, and refined at Howard University, Diddy's hunger for power began early. By the age of 24, he launched Bad Boy Records, signing the notorious B.I.G., and forever changing the sound of hip-hop. But behind the success were whispers of control, manipulation, and a need to dominate every room he entered. When Biggie was murdered in 1997, many questioned how Diddy handled the aftermath. Some said he used the tragedy to propel his solo career. But this was just the beginning of a darker legacy, one built not just on success, but on silence. Through Sean John Clothing, Ciroc Vodka, and Revolt TV, Diddy became a billionaire brand. But power wasn't just financial, it was personal. Ex-girlfriends, employees, even bodyguards began to hint at a culture of control and fear. No one spoke out publicly until Cassie. In November 2023, Cassie filed a bombshell lawsuit alleging a decade of abuse, coercion, and trafficking. Within 24 hours, it was settled. But the questions didn't stop. Though Diddy denied wrongdoing, the damage to his image was undeniable. The silence had broken. March 2024. Federal agents raided Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami. Homeland Security cited serious ongoing allegations. Reports of surveillance footage, private jets, and sex parties now swirled in media circuits. Sources close to the investigation claim more victims are cooperating. The silence is crumbling fast. As the lawsuits mounted and federal raids made headlines, the industry began to shift. Silence, once the rule in circles of fame, broke. And when it did, it broke loudly. Rapper 50 Cent didn't hold back. He'd been hinting at Diddy's downfall for years. Now, he was practically celebrating it. Aubrey O'Day, former Donny Kane singer and ex-Bad Boy artist, didn't mince words. Her message ignited a firestorm. Even longtime radio hosts like Charlemagne the God admitted the truth had been floating just beneath the surface. As more allegations surfaced, many began to question their own complicity, how the industry protected its kings, even when the castle was rotting from within. Some celebrities distanced themselves quietly. Others, like Kalani and Meek Mill, unfollowed him publicly on Instagram. And some chose silence. But the message was clear. Diddy's era of untouchability was over. The day the industry abandoned Diddy. It happened fast, like the flip of a switch. For decades, Sean Diddy Combs stood as a music mogul, a red carpet fixture, and a brand the industry proudly embraced. But when explosive allegations surfaced and federal agents raided his homes, the industry's support didn't just fade. It vanished, and what followed was nothing short of a reckoning. The future of Diddy. What happens when the empire you build becomes the very cage you can't escape? For decades, Sean Diddy Combs represented power, influence, and untouchable success. But now, he stands at a crossroads, not of legacy, but of reckoning. As federal agents dig deeper and more voices find the courage to speak, the man once celebrated for his spotlight may be forced to answer for what happened when the lights went out. These aren't just allegations anymore. They're echoes of something much older, of fear, of silence, of unchecked power in an industry built on image. Brands have begun to distance themselves. Business partners have gone quiet. And Diddy, for the first time in decades, is silent. But this isn't the end. It's just the next chapter in a story Hollywood tried to bury. The Diddy files are still wide up. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, share it, because silence is no longer an option. And as more voices rise, so must the truth. We'll be here to uncover every piece of it.